Welcome to the 23rd edition of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair, brought to you by Jake
and Sam.
So, how you doing? How's Turkey Day? Is that the big news? 2 days away from Turkey Day. Gluttonous. Loving it.
My favorite holiday.
Mine as well. It's Christmas without the greed.
Well,
now the greed starts the day of.
Yeah. I was going to say the best part about it is holidays, anyway, why I thought it was the best holiday.
Yes.
Was because the fact that it was just the day that everybody fucking sat at the table, pigged the fuck out, and then sat on the couch.
And
you didn't go out and shop. Shops weren't open.
Exactly. That was just a day to be gluttonous, sloth-like creatures.
Yeah, I refuse to do business with people that are actually open on Thanksgiving.
And that's the thing, is because I read a study recently that it said 80% of people were against stores being open on Thanksgiving. But how many of those stupid,
they're going to be out there.
Bastards are going to be fucking...
Oh, they're going to be out there.
Patronizing it, perpetuating the, experience that it has to be open because, oh my God, people showed up.
Yep.
But people are saying the same thing as, well, if they're going to be open, I might as well show up. So you're caught in this death spiral of capitalist bullshit that's suffocating any poor bastard that has to work in retail. Retail sucks to begin with, and now they're not even giving you Thanksgiving before they torture you for an entire fucking month.
Yeah.
Of making you work 14-hour days dealing with assholes.
But don't worry, we'll let you be with your family. We don't open until noon.
Yeah, fuck that noise. I'm sorry. That's kind of my socialist,
What?
workers
that's
of the world.
They can eat Thanksgiving dinner at 8 o'clock in the morning.
How am I supposed to cook a fucking turkey? I got to be up at 4 in the morning putting that bird in the oven?
Damn straight. If you want Thanksgiving, you will.
Fuck that noise. I'm deep frying that son of a bitch. Yeah. Done in a fucking 3/4 of an hour.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's sad to think that that's what it's come down to. And then the next day you always hear about like 5-6 people dying because they get trampled at a store.
And that's the best part. And that's probably going to fucking happen the day of Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
So you go...
It'll be on the news that night right after football.
Yeah, you go from the dinner table telling everybody at your dinner table what you're thankful of that you have.
And I'm thankful I brought my hiking boots so I can stomp this motherfucker down.
And as soon as you're done giving thanks, you go and trample a bastard for something you don't have.
Yep.
That kind of right there negates the whole point of the holiday.
Well, it's kind of an example of what the country has basically come to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Consumers.
I look at it this way. I think it's hilarious at how many dollar trinkets people buy. The dollar made in China piece of shit stuff that nobody needs.
Yeah.
But Americans seem to buy millions of them every fucking day.
See, I'm not much of a trinket person. I sell tchotchkes with people's logos on them, so I have no need for that shit. I deal with it all day.
Yep.
So you won't see any clutter around this place like that. But your mom,
oh, God.
She is a prime suspect of a dollar store.
I only got 3 things today.
Every day it's 3 to 5.
Yeah, when everybody at the dollar store knows your name, you don't wear a name tag. They shouldn't know you like that. But I heard something the other day that I thought was actually kind of crazy. Is how we talked about it before on the show on Walmart used to only buy American-made products.
Yes.
I heard a statistic the other day that if Walmart was considered a country, they would be the 4th largest country to export items from China.
Whoa. Or import?
Yes, to import, excuse me, things from China. If they were a country,
they would be the 4th largest country of people that
to
import
buy shit
goods
from China.
Wow.
So when people say that the United States is the one that actually buys all this
number
shit,
1.
Oh, goddamn right we
and
are.
Number 4, essentially.
No. We're number 1 because we have number 4.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It comes down to it that's exactly why we are number 1 in that shit is because Walmart imports so much shit from, from China. And it's just, I get a little tongue-tied on it because it's actually disgusting the way that it happens. I just really don't understand why everything is made there now, other than the whole capitalist bullshit
And
of my profits need to go up.
Yeah, slave labor.
But it's hilarious. And then they had that bullshit of Walmart is actually allowing a food drive for its own employees.
Because they can't feed them on their wage. Wow.
Meh.
The fucking audacity of that.
Yeah.
You barely scrape by, but well, luckily for you, your husband makes a good living, so I think you should bring in canned goods to supplement the food budget of our employees that work 50 hours a week.
That's the disgusting point
poor.
about it is you have an actual company who's making how many? 4 of the richest people in the United States happen to be part of the Walton, money tree.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it that way, those motherfuckers are literally some of the richest people in the world. Combined, they would be, basically. Mm-hmm. But since it's split 4 ways...
They'd be the 7th largest country unto themselves.
Exactly. I don't know if that's accurate at all.
GDP-wise.
Yeah,
that's a true statistic I just made up right now.
God damn.
Trump.
Yep.
Done.
Stamped it.
Now where else do you want to go with that?
I'm just saying, though. They have that much fucking money, and then they have the balls to just sit there and do nothing while they have employees as well as customers
Donating.
giving food. Not only that, but to me, seeing something like that, being a customer of that place, that would piss me off to no extreme.
Yeah.
To look at it and actually go, whoa. Why are you rolling back these prices if you can't pay your own employees?
Yeah, jack it up a few cents.
Shouldn't I be paying a nickel more for this if you can't even pay your people?
I'd be happy to pay a dime more if it meant somebody's going to get a living wage.
Yeah. I just can't believe that this kind of shit actually happens in this society, and people still frequently shop there. They're still building them every day.
I can't believe that shit.
But they actually had a fucking food drive, and then the Walmart spokesman didn't come out and say we're going to match anything, or he didn't come out and say that. He said, no, this shows the true spirit of the Americans, that they're willing to help their fellow workers.
Yeah, our employees. That shows how great a company we have.
Yeah, and that's basically, it was the spin.
And did you see I just saw this on Twitter today, the PR stunt that they pulled, maybe in a reaction to that whole scandal, is they appointed one of their longtime workers to CEO, or he started out from the bottom, gathering carts on the frozen tundra type bullshit, and then look, now he's our puppet that we're gonna put up. The board still makes all the decisions.
Yeah,
but we brought up a CEO from the bottom floor to the top. That's how Walmart treats its employees. It's a good spin job if you're getting criticism. Which they do every day.
Those commercials where they start talking about it going, I hope when people see me, they see somebody who's starting from somewhere. Or, just doing that.
When he's like an 80-year-old guy going, welcome to Walmart.
Exactly.
I'm starting my career.
You just killed my whole joke. I was going to string that out a little bit longer.
Oh, sorry.
It's going to be like, so, you get a job when you're 20 years old and you're stocking shelves. Then, when you're about 30, 35... they put you in the warehouse so you can stock that shit.
Well, that's when you got your muscle mass. They're going to benefit from it.
Then you're going to hurt your back around 40 to 43. It's a real small window.
They're going to have you dust. Then they're going to have you dust in top shelves only. Nothing. Don't bend down.
Well, we'll
save that for the little Guatemalan kids.
First of all, you're going to always have something wrong with you because they're going to actually send you on a flight to Mexico to see their company doctor. And then... after you're deemed worthless to actually lift anything over 10 pounds, that's when they give you a chair and you're a greeter at the front. You can do that for another 20 years, or you can be the useless guy that has to now go out and find another job at 50 years old.
That should be... we should make, a graphic of that. of like the evolution of a Walmart employee.
Yeah.
Where you start out as like, this is my first job, and just like you lay it out, just each like stage, like kind of like that portrait of the evolution of man from Chip. You go from cheery, rosy cheeked stock boy to fucking disgruntled, broke back breeder.
Being that guy from Idiocracy where you just staring at the floor. Welcome to Walmart. I love you.
I like it. We need to get on that.
Yep.
Post haste.
Get the scientists on the tube technology right away.
Yeah, no shit. So you have any big plans for the Thanksgiving? Where are you going? You going to your mom's?
No, we're actually going to Brenda's place, Missy's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Way the hell out there.
Where is it, in Eden Valley? Or is it even further away from Eden Valley?
Yeah, it's another 10 minutes away from Missy's place.
Oh, that's not terrible. But
no, it's still way out there.
It's a fucking jaunt.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not as bad as having to go to southwestern Iowa.
Well, that's by choice.
Yours is also by choice.
Yes, but mine's only 45 minutes away.
That is true. It'll be the first time I meet the girlfriend's family. Oh, dun, dun, dun. That's creepy. I don't know about all this. I might have to break up with her. I got 2 days.
Nope. What can I do?
Oh, I can do plenty. But do I want to deal with the aftermath?
Yeah, just pissed off enough to break up for a couple of days.
Exactly. Just so she doesn't want to see me over the holidays.
Yep. And then when she gets back here, you'd be like, I missed you.
No. When she gets back, you should be craving the dickin'. And she'll be knocking on this door.
Nobody's as spicy as you.
Jalapeno. Bringing it back. From 2 to 23.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to be...
We got to give something for the diehard fans.
Yep, exactly. So that's going to be interesting because on a Thursday, actually, Thanksgiving, I'm going to Little Falls to my uncle's place.
Okay.
He's doing the Thanksgiving thing. And then probably bright and early Friday morning, cruising out to Iowa. Ugh. I don't want to be surrounded by Iowegians.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's in a town of like 2,000 people, if that. It is a boring ass town. It's called Audubon. Spelled like Autobahn, but they say Audubon. Must be because they're Iowans and they don't know how to pronounce things. But I can't say too much because we do call Monticello Monticello, which I think is blasphemy. If it's good enough for Thomas Jefferson, it's good enough for me. Monticello. Damn it. I'm taking a stand.
Yeah, I was going to say, you obviously care a lot more than I care about this conversation.
Yes, I'm very passionate about my Monticellos.
I guess. For somebody who's never lived in the city.
Monticello?
Yes. Is that your protest as well? I will not live in this city until people can pronounce it correctly.
Yes, you are right. The closest I will go is Albertville.
That's why I never lived in Illinois. Neither one of them.
Or Arkansas.
Yep. I just like how a lot of people pronounce stuff like that. And I mean, come on. You have to hear yourself. You know you're mispronouncing it. You just continue to do it.
Yeah.
Like when people say Italian.
That's just badass. I'm sorry. I like that.
I just think it's funny when people say that.
Italian.
Like Warsh.
Awesome. Warsh, that's really redneck.
How about milk?
Or Torlet.
Torlet.
I knew a girl growing up that called it a torlet.
Well, yeah, but that's when you say Piscetti and shit like that, too, when you're a little kid.
But she was older.
Oh, okay.
Like,
well, I'm just saying, when you're like, yeah, when I was growing up, to me it sounds like she was a little kid or something like that.
No, I was like middle school.
Okay. Well, then you should have slapped her once and seen if it had fixed her or something. Yeah. But
it's not as bad as the girlfriend thought chimney was called a chimley till she was like 16.
Who?
My girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She that was the worst mistake of her life, was admitting that to me.
Yeah. Now you can just be like, really? Chimley.
Exactly. I do it all the fucking time. Whenever she holds anything over my head, I'm like, Chimley, really? Chimley? You got nothing.
I usually like to do the thing to the wife when she says something dumb like that. Just go, so I love you. Your big, beautiful brains.
Motorboating the shit out of those brains later.
Not saying I never have my brain farts, but usually I can catch them before she does. So
that is true. Correct yourself before you.
Oh yeah, nobody can make fun of it if you corrected it first.
Yeah,
then you're just like, got it.
Well, I do that all the time with my weight. I'm like, oh, I'm fat. Now what are we going to talk about?
Yep, exactly.
Now that that's out of the way.
What elephant?
Yep.
Oh, me?
Exactly.
Once you get that done, it's just like, wow, I had some wind, but now my sails are flaccid.
Sails are flaccid. Ah. I love that. Good imagery.
Yeah, exactly.
Still creepy out. I didn't see like limp penises on the bow.
So apparently the only thing that can be flaccid is a penis.
Dude,
I like your word association.
I know, like flaccid penis.
So you're the reason that they had to change those shirts to have a fun old time. Oh, good times, good times.
Oh my god. Oh, it's like that Tootsie Roll commercial.
Oh. You gotta see a doctor about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything I think I see becomes a flaccid penis to me.
I believe take Flacidol.
That's what they should take after the 4 hours if the Viagra doesn't go down.
Flacidex. It's got to have an X in it.
Yeah, so you know it's good.
Yep.
May cause anal leakage.
Yeah. Or anal stiffness.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
No.
Here's hoping for anal leakage.
Yeah. Because like anal stiffness to me would just remind me like your O-ring doesn't flex, so you're basically like one of those Play-Doh squirters.
That's what I was gonna say. If you think that doesn't sound bad, you better have a softener coming. Because luckily for me, I drink enough beer.
Yeah, and you're hoping if you do end up with one, you end up with the other, so it just kind of dribbles out. Like a leaky hose. Just
and there goes the last listener that we had.
Yeah, no doubt.
They already turned this off a while ago.
Under 20 minutes in and just ridiculous.
Oh, I could just see it now. Be like, well, let me just fast forward this a little bit. Flaccid penis. Well, let me just fast forward this a little bit. Now they're talking about Play-Doh ass.
Anal leakage? What the fuck is this? This is the new WebMD podcast. Oh, sorry, I can't stop laughing.
No, the WebMD thing, that would be great.
What?
I would love to have one of those and just put my 2 cents in on everything. Rub some tussin on.
We should do that for like having a segment like that in the podcast where we Google WebMD like questions, medical questions.
Walk that shit off.
That's your whole segment. We'll call it "Walk It Off" with Sam Reckner, and then I'll just list through these myriad of medical things, and your only rebuttal will be "Walk it off."
Yep. Broken leg, limp it off.
Yeah. So I came across this on NPR, their Twitter thing, and it caught my attention because the thing said Minnesota woman embraces her full name.
Ooh.
And her full name is Doctor. She's a doctor. So she
is a doctor? Or that's just in her name?
Ooh, it doesn't say, but I'm going to give her credit and say that she earned that doctorate.
Is it spelled out doctor or actually
It's
doctor?
DR.
Okay, so yeah, I can give her that then.
So it's Dr. Happy Thanksgiving Reynolds. No shit. She's from Minnesota. It doesn't say specifically where. We could listen to the story, but that would be long. Yeah, she said she was born to hippie parents. Fucking news alert.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, who hadn't picked out a name ahead of time. When their daughter arrived on Thanksgiving Day, they took it as a sign. Reynolds says her name has helped her get job interviews. That's all the synopsis says. I guess we got to listen to the 31-second story to get any more detail.
I'm okay.
But there's a lady in Minnesota named Dr. Happy Thanksgiving Reynolds.
That's ridiculous.
That's probably why she became a doctor. They're just like, anybody with the name Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving, A+.
Well, doctors sometimes have those weird names like Patch Adams.
Or Sanjay Gupta.
Yep. Well, that's pretty common, though. I mean, nowadays, he is kind of a stud, though. I'd name a kid after him, so.
Really?
I don't know.
He came out and said marijuana was awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty all right in my book.
Gupta is just all right with me.
Sanjay Gupta is just all right. Oh, yeah.
Showing a little bit of age there, Jay.
What?
Because you picked right up on that where I was going with it.
Even though it wasn't from either of our generation.
No, but the fact that we knew it that fast, like, it just popped right into my head, and you picked right up on it.
That's why we're a good duo. We never miss a beat.
Oh,
Sing me off, Jake.
Yo.
Jesus, just all right with me.
Oh, good times again.
We keep just like going off on tangents.
We are.
This is great.
Here's going to be a good one, though.
Okay.
It's going to be a quick rant, but I
love rants.
I want to talk about this because I think
Great.
it's hilarious. Okay, did you hear this past weekend what China did to Japan? There's a bunch of islands that are off the coast of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there's been a feud going back and forth between Japan and China for a long time about who owns these.
Well, yeah, because everybody's like, you're the same people. What are you arguing about? You look the same.
Japan really has a kind of a legitimate qualm about this because it's not that far from Japan.
So proximity weighs out. Okay.
Well, it's a couple 100 miles off the coast of China.
But military might has more to say about it than that.
But that's the fun part is this weekend.
Risk.
This weekend, China literally just made the claim, it's mine. Just literally said, nope, mine. And it's going to be air defense, basically no-fly zone. If you do not show or tell us your presence and actually ask for permission, and we find you in that zone, we shoot you down. That's basically what they said. And this was right before the U.S. and Japan was supposed to do some exercises. They were going to do exercises on the fact of having jets, some of our jets fly over there and see how good they would be at detecting the jets if there was a presence there, somebody was attacking Japan.
Yeah.
So that was what was actually scheduled, that they planned on doing.
Okay.
Well, before anything else happened,
You're already just giggling.
I just think this is just a big fuck you. Unannounced, 2 B-52 bombers entered the airspace and just started flying loops in the airspace.
Oh, really?
2 B-52 bombers, and
Nice.
this is the best part. After, I gotta find out, but after Japan started out there as well with some of their jets, Chinese, basically, I guess the powers that be, whatever, the consulates, started contacting Japan and USA, being like, whoa, what
the fuck you doing?
Yeah, you're coming into airspace here that we said that we'd shoot you down. It actually said that even earlier that year, Japan scrambled jet fighters when Chinese planes flew near the islands. So it even comes down to the fact that they've been doing this for a while, and all of a sudden China just went, no, that's ours. But they've been in Japan's control for the longest time.
Oh, well, that's fucked up.
And yeah, China was just like, no, they're ours
Playing
now.
a power move.
Yep. They even tried to do it. Any resources that are there, including fisheries or anything like that, that's ours. So you have to get all your boats out. You have to get all your airplanes out. That's our areas now. And so to match after having our jets and everything like that go in there, we actually sent a large naval fleet. And that's what I'm trying to find is what we actually sent over there, because it's I know it's one aircraft carrier that we sent, but then there's like 6 other ships that they... Oh, here we go. Sailing into the waters southwest of Okinawa on Tuesday to prepare for a long-planned exercise was an aircraft carrier, the USS George Washington, guided missile cruiser, USS Antimame, guided missile destroyer, the USS Curtis Wilbur,
Sorry.
USS Layson, USS McCampbell, USS Muston, maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft, and a naval submarine.
Whoa! And then I just heard on PBS NewsHour earlier that the Chinese diverted one aircraft carrier to the Chinese Sea or whatever, the China Sea.
Yeah, you're looking at it that way. And the weird part about it is they just listed all these other ones.
Yeah.
But then they say reconnaissance aircraft. They don't say what those are. And then they don't say anything other than a naval submarine.
That's nuclear.
So you're pretty...
War.
Yeah, you're pretty much betting that... Exactly.
Little war
games.
They're
just letting them be known, like, yeah, we got some shit. And even if there isn't a submarine in there, just saying that in the report, there's somebody over there that's just like, oh, shit, man. They say in the USA Today that there's a Navy sub out there, man. We don't know where that is. You gotta, it's just the tactics, or is it? Do they have a fucking submarine sitting there just waiting for a Navy ship to come in?
When you outspend the entire world combined
3 times over,
you have shit to spare.
Yeah. Well, what I hear, they just had the new class of aircraft carrier that they purchased now.
Oh, great! How many schools did that cost us?
I think they said there's something like $84 billion a piece.
Oh my god, are you effing kidding me?
And they just ordered 6 of them.
And we have foreclosures.
Yeah.
We can spend that on an aircraft carrier, but we can't feed the fucking hungry in this country.
The one statement that I heard was, because these are brand new with technology and we already know that the technology changes so fast, we made this with the mind of having interswappable parts. So when technology changes, we don't have to design a new aircraft carrier. We just have to swap the technology out. And we know that that happens now, so we're going to go ahead and make this one so it's just easier to do that.
Really?
So the whole thing is that these aircraft carriers are supposed to be viable for the next 50 years each.
Do you buy that, though?
No.
Because who's going to feed the military-industrial complex?
Yeah.
We're going to have to start many, many more wars.
Well, what
if
they
they're
say,
going to last 50 fucking
they ordered
years.
6 of them, and the first one is actually supposed to be finished in 2014. The last one, I think they were saying, is supposed to be finished in 2022 or something like that. Because I think it's just a little over every other year is what they'll produce them at. But the other thing that they're supposed to have on these ones is that it's supposed to be more automated than the aircraft carriers are now. So it's supposed, crew. So it's actually supposed to have a third less crew.
That's good.
And they were saying by doing that, it's going to cost so much less throughout the life of the ship as well. I still just don't buy it though, because
just another step until the drones take control.
We'll get 20, 30 years into them, and then they'll be like, those things are yesterday.
Oh, whoa.
So the 50 years that they say, bullshit. Nothing gets to retirement in the military.
I'm hoping by that time we will have evolved to a higher level of consciousness and there will be no war. Is that a little too new agey?
I don't know.
You don't approve?
I don't know.
Really, you have no opinion.
I just know what happened with our military, and if people don't know about it, I mean, there's actual times like the F-4 Phantom jet. That was the big new technology when Vietnam was happening, or when we started Vietnam, excuse me. Towards the end of Vietnam, the F-4 Phantom was no longer the most cutting-edge aircraft that we could produce. But we already signed a contract saying we want this many. So even though they were phasing out the F-4 Phantom, they had how many hundred of them produced because they had a contract for it. They never even got off the runway. They literally flew right to the boneyard.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Oh, goddamn.
They flew right to the place that stores the planes that the military doesn't use, and then they started using them for parts because after that they used the F-4 Phantom as training. So it never saw service again, and it saw a very limited training regiment, but they actually had planes, and still do this day, where they have planes that don't actually go into service. They get made, they fly to the boneyard, and then there they sit. And they'll be stripped for parts on planes that are actually out there.
Is that good? Or is that a complete waste of money? You're more of the military mind. I think that's a complete waste of fucking money.
Oh, I think it's an absolute complete waste of money. It would be a lot cheaper to go to the manufacturer and say we need parts rather than buy an entire airplane and
like a fraction of it.
Yeah.
I need a fuel pump. Hey, we got one of those. It cost us $3 million.
Yeah. Oh, $3 million.
How much was one of those fucking planes
Depends
cost?
on what you're talking about. If you're talking about like the B-1 bomber, the big V-shaped wing and everything, the just awesome looking stealth that they got, those are about $1.8 billion a piece.
What? Now you're just making up numbers.
No, I'm not. Look at that shit up.
That is
if
ridiculous.
You're talking about like the F-117, the other stealth one that looks like an arrowhead,
yeah, you're
talking around $114 million.
Holy fuck.
If you're talking about like a F-16, or not F-16, a Hornet, you're talking around 60, 70 million, depending on the package you're getting. Each one of those planes are 50 million plus.
Damn. No wonder they told Maverick not to write checks his ass can't cash.
Jets are not cheap with military technology, apparently.
Well, and then they also inflate the price because they're not paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying for it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that when you hear the actual price tag of some of that shit, you're going, wow, that's
absurd. That's frankly, I don't know. I don't believe we should have a standing military in the first place. So then when you get to those extremes, I think it's complete bullshit.
To be honest with you, I really don't understand why we claim that there's nations other than our own if we can just literally go, well, for the good of the country, we're just going to go in there. Like, I seriously have a problem with that. I understand why people hate this country just because they think everybody in this country, they get brainwashed, or the propaganda that they get.
Yeah.
Nobody in the other countries are, saying or showing that we're rebellious against this. They don't show that the Poles are, we really hate what you're doing right now.
Of course not.
They just look at it and go, shit, if we didn't like what our government was doing, we would topple the government.
We have the freedom. In America, they got the freedom. Yeah. That's what they do in America.
So they think that everybody is exactly where the president is, or where the, all that kind of shit. So if there's a U.S. soldier on the ground, that means that U.S. is behind it.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they hate us like that, because we do that shit. We say, oh, no, we're going to spread democracy. And you're thinking... Really?
I think they hate us more because we say that's what we're going to do. But our true ambitions are like naked as hell. It's not... You never fight a war for democracy or for peace. That's like fucking for virginity. And...
Fucking for virginity?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. Just like war for peace.
Peace at the end of a barrel.
Exactly. So I don't believe... I think the reason they're pissed is we say it's for democracy, and we say it's for this, we say it's for that. We wrap it up in, the American flag, make it seem all pretty. But what it's really about is corporate interest. Global corporate and banking interests.
Yeah.
I mean, even Jesse Ventura, it was so funny when I went and saw him on Friday when he was doing his Q&A, somebody asked him, a question, and he was, going on about something, and he actually says, you know what, if you want to read a really good anti-war book, and I go, and he was like, because he's old, so he took forever to say this, like, with pauses, and I look over to Andrea, I go, I bet she's going to say war is a racket. And then he goes, War is a Racket by General Smedley Butler. I'm like, I told you. Because that dude even came out and said, he's like, I secured Honduras for, the fruit company. I did all my things like Haiti for, the sugar cane, all this bullshit where he's like, I'm a corporate thug.
Oh, of course.
And he totally believed that. And that's why they hate us. It's not so much as that we that's why I think it's more of a reason that they are like, this is pure bullshit. Because you're not actually being the world's police. You're being corporate thugs. And until people grow the fuck up in this country and look at it for what it is, there's going to be absolutely no change. Because if they sit
Why do you think we're not doing anything in Central Africa?
Boom. You're 100% right. Who has business interests in Central Africa? Nobody.
Huh?
I just don't understand it. People bitch and moan about it all the time, but they can't even cop to what the truth is about what's truly going on.
Yeah.
How are you going to fix it when you can't even admit to the problem? That what we are corporate thugs around the world. They're basically stealing our treasure and our human resources to fight the banksters' wars to bankrupt this entire world and put it under a one world government.
It's true.
Son of a bitch. Sorry, that was my rant.
But then again, I would honestly say this, that Central Africa should definitely get their own shit together, because we've already given them George Clooney, and if they can't fucking pull themselves up by the bootstraps with George Clooney there.
I mean, our celebrities pretty much have adopted every kid out of the place. Have they not? Should be okay by now.
Between Madonna and
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, no doubt.
We pretty much have deported them all, didn't we? Yeah. Like, brought them in. Like, there's no starving kids in Africa, right? Our celebrities took them all.
It's just weird to think that kind of shit happens and you just don't care. And then you end up having somebody who's got oil in their backyard and it's like, well, we can't let them treat their citizens like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll keep driving an SUV then.
I mean, you just look at all of the current events and the headlines that you see in the paper and how much none of it makes rational sense.
Yeah.
You almost would have to, the next logical conclusion was you almost would have to believe that there's a massive conspiracy where there are really reptilians ruling this, because none of this makes sense. It's so ass backwards.
None of it makes sense because of greed. Once you look at it as a greedy perspective, it all makes sense.
But is it greed for monetary value or is it greed for power?
Both. Both are the same.
Well, power is the ultimate end, is it not? And money is just the means to an end?
There's an old saying that I can't remember who actually said it.
Because money doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah, but there's an old saying, and I can't remember who actually said it, but it actually just goes, everything in this world is about sex, except for sex. That's about power.
Amen. I agree with that.
So that's the way that I actually view the world for the most part.
I'm going to use that, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to say, but sex is about...
Yeah, but sex is about vinegar strokes.
Get it done. Hit it, don't babysit it.
No, I just like that saying, because it's truly that point. Everybody in this world does a lot of what they do to try to get laid.
Yes.
And then when you get laid, it's the power trip.
Exactly. Relationships unto themselves with men and women are just a huge game of power trip.
Yep.
I think basically relationships are a power trip in one never-ending, constant discussion about where to have dinner.
That's the fucking truth, man.
I think we've boiled down what a relationship is between a man and a woman.
I had no idea that I was going to either ask or have that question asked to me as many times. Because when you're a bachelor,
it doesn't matter.
Even when you live with another guy or somebody else, you still just start cooking when you want something, or you just be like, "Hey, I'm going to go get something. You want to come with me?" But it's so weird to be like, "Well, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?" I'm probably wanting to eat something.
Exactly.
But for some reason, that question pops up almost on a nightly basis. Like, nobody can actually just start doing something until you ask that question. And then after that, I do it all the time,
How does the night begin?
Yeah, I do it too.
What are we going to do for dinner?
Yep. I do it all the time, too, where I ask that question and then just go, God damn it, why didn't I just say, let's go out to eat? Because I know where that question was going for me.
Because I don't want to cook, and fuck if she's cooking.
Yeah. That is true.
But that's just, I don't know. I think we just nailed it.
Well,
that's our theory. Brought to you by Jake and Sam. That's what marriage and relationships are. One infinite discussion of where to have dinner.
No. With some sex sprinkled in.
Just to break up the monotony.
Yep. Well, let's have sex, and then we can decide where to do. That's what we said last night, and we ended up not eating.
Yeah, well, I was eating. Like Rob Ford. I got enough to eat at home. The phantom tongue. Well, we're at 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
Oh, shit. We've got to waste some more time here.
I know. We got 20 minutes to kill minimum.
Well. I
don't know. So I see on Twitter there's a new study that GMO is linked to gluten disorders.
What?
Plaguing 18 million Americans. That actually makes perfect fucking sense why so many people have, like, peanut allergies even. I bet you it's goddamn GMO peanuts.
Well, they just came out a while ago and said that something about there's some kinds of cereals and some kinds of foods have might have, is what they were saying, a higher chance of giving people cancer because the certain types of grains and oats that they use, when they toast them, it actually does something chemically to it. Really? I can't remember exactly what they were talking about, but there was like 5 or 6 different types of food that they were talking about. And I know a lot of different types of cereal was one of the group of food.
Better not be Crispix. That's my shit right there, kid.
It was anything that has like oats and grains in it. It's if they get toasted, what they found out is in higher doses, this chemical of what happens when you toast that certain type of grain or oat, it gave lab rats cancer.
Oh, dude, really? So my Crispix giving me cancer?
Maybe.
See, I need to go gluten-free and GMO-free and preservative-free. Basically, I need to quit eating.
That's why I like being a carnivore.
You got to go grass-fed then, son. Because they be eating that GMO feed.
I don't care.
You get it. And the hormones they pump into that? Oh, yeah.
You can taste the hormones.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Like that one dwarf-looking motherfucker that we bought that bison from.
Yeah.
Dude, that was good shit.
Dude, I'm just saying it this way, that I actually don't mind having those growth hormones and shit in there because I have a cock horse that's so huge now.
Oh my god. Really?
I couldn't pass up the opportunity to say
it. Even look at the picture on the report. It looks like a penis. The cornstalk, a bare cornstalk with this weird thing just poking out. It's kind of got a pointy tip, too, which is crazy.
I just liked the look on your face when I said that I actually like the growth hormones, because you gave me that look like, what the fuck? Do you know what that does to you?
Where are you going with this?
Cock joke.
Cock joke. Oh, so good.
Yep.
So good.
You're the cock. Had to do it.
Your lucky numbers are.
Yo.
I don't know. What else do we got on the docket? On the docket. I don't know.
I love that you have a computer right in front of you, but you're searching on your phone.
Yeah, that is a good point. Because I'm looking for some shit on Twitter.
For what?
Just stuff to talk about.
Why?
Ooh, fuck the Floridian news.
What?
Nailed it. All right. So, city officials in Sunrise, Florida, blame a newspaper investigation for halting a program in which local police lured outsiders to the town for high-dollar cocaine sales, making millions for the authorities in the process. That's a brilliant idea. You're not going to bust your local citizens. They're not going to hate you as much. And you're just making revenue for the city. So I guess the Sun Sentinel published stories early this month detailing how the Sunrise Police Department's narcotics unit made millions of dollars in recent years by setting up high-stakes cocaine buys with out-of-town buyers, some from thousands of miles away. So they must have been selling discount nose candy. Who's traveling thousands of miles? That's probably why it was half off. Too good to be true prices. We'll call those drug bust prices.
Drug bust prices.
It's like doorbusters.
Yeah, exactly.
It's drug bust prices.
It's like the Oprah of drug dealers. You get a gram. You get a gram.
The newspaper found nearly 4 out of every 5 suspects Sunrise Police arrested since 2009 for cocaine trafficking listed home addresses outside of Broward County.
Hey.
Buyers would come to Sunrise for bargain prices and offers of cocaine on consignment. No wonder. Too good to be true pricing.
If it seems too good to be true.
Yeah, it's like that with pussy and coke.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
God bless America and no place else. Pussy and coke. That's because they both cost $100
minimum.
And then you got nothing to snort.
And so the article goes on. To fuel the operation, the Sunrise Police Department, SPD, I don't know why they threw that in there, used a dozen undercover officers who made a total of $1.2 million in overtime over the 3.5 years the program existed. One female informant was paid over $800,000 since 2008.
Not
helping the SPD set up 63 stings that netted at least $5 million in cash and assets, according to court records. Despite a police program that brought criminals seeking bulk cocaine purchases to town, 4 out of 5 city commissioners, including the mayor, voiced support for the program while shaming the Sun Sentinel for curbing the busts. The 5th commissioner would not comment on the program because he's a defense attorney. And he's probably like, I got invested interest. I was defending these assholes. Making bank off this program, so yeah, I approve. And the mayor told the newspaper the public was never in danger, though many of the stings were set up to unfold near such public locations as parking lots and restaurants. So they're basically putting the public in danger by luring these criminals in.
Yeah.
And
spending $1.2 million in overtime?
Yeah. But they were making $5 million in cash and assets, not alone the fucking court fines, the filing fees, and all the bullshit other...
Well, that is true, and it is you can say that it's just a fucking business nowadays.
Anyway, it is. You doubled your profit. That's a good move, son. At a regular meeting of the Sunrise Commission on Tuesday, that's a great name for commission.
On Tuesday?
No, well, that too. Sunrise Commission. Commissioner Larry Sofield told Police Chief John Brooks, who has been silent on the matter since the stories were published, that he didn't think Brooks was, quote, doing anything illegal or immoral. I think you and your unit, people, have been doing a great job, end quote. Sofield went on to chastise the newspaper, echoing the commission's general attitude toward the published stories. Quote, I think you have done a great service to the community. Unfortunately, I think it was the criminal community that you have done the service to.
Yeah.
Hell, tough on crime. I'm a tough on crime man.
Hashtag suck these balls.
And then here's the people that I was talking about. One mother of a teenager who often travels near one of the regular sites used for the stings said she was unhappy the city officials don't see a problem with the program. She's quoted as saying, I now have to worry that your police will be out guns blazing because of criminals they brought in our city.
What does she think is fucking Yosemite Sam? There's gold in those hills. Boom, 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 boom. You're like, what the fuck? Comes out guns a-blazing.
Well, that's a legitimate worry. Now she has to worry that they'll come out guns a-blazing to try to kill the criminals that they lured into their fine beach town.
They're not trying to kill them. They're trying to find the shit out of them.
That is true. And they're in drug offenders. It's not like the goddamn movies. If you got a dumbass guy who's going to travel 1,000 miles for bargain basement pricing on coke and coke on consignment, he's a non-violent drug offender. The violent ones, they're already well established. That's why they turned violent.
Exactly.
Ever seen Breaking Bad? He started out as a good guy, but you end up killing a couple motherfuckers along the way.
Well, just plain and simple, where there's easy money to be made by a lot of different people. And if you don't want to make the actual money, you just go take the money. If you got a guy that's standing there and you know he's got money, a lot easier to just take it from him, so they think, than it is to make their own money. So you got to defend what's yours at eventually point. You know, it just comes down to it. Easy money is easy money for a reason.
That is true.
Because it's only easy until you have to work for it once.
And then it's only easy until you have to defend yourself in front of Congress.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a goddamn chore.
Oh, God. That's why I stopped prostituting.
Well, and you kind of lost a little bit.
Oh, no. I gained it.
All in the cock. Those GMOs I've been eating.
Goddamn right. That's why I am on a strict McDonald's regimen.
Hormones all the way. Only chicken.
Can I get those things that you call chicken nuggets?
Yeah. Can I get those silicone-based things that you pass off as fucking food?
Oh. All I know, huge cock. Surprised you haven't seen one of my cock pics on net yet. I tweet them all the time. I don't even know how to tweet, so you know that's wrong.
I don't even think you know how to use a camera phone.
No, I just used hashtag for the first time in that sentence that was correctly.
I didn't want to ruin your flow, so I wasn't going to interject, but I was quite impressed.
That was the first time I ever used that. That was probably why it was so funny to you. Anybody else who was listening to that probably just went, why is that so fucking funny?
They're probably like, outdated.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're so over that.
Oh.
You're so 2000 and late. Is that when? No, Twitter came out in like 2000 and late. Yeah. Okay.
All right. We had a caller at my work. Once again, can't say where I work.
Okay.
But we had a caller at my work that everybody's laughing over because in one of the, I guess, times that she thought she was on hold or something like that, she's getting kind of fed up with one of the reps because telling him, I can't do that for you. I'm not going to do that for you. Because she keeps saying, I know you can make exceptions. Make one. He's like, no, I can't make that exception. She actually, at one point, just quiet for a little while, and then she goes, hashtag frustrating. That's probably why I know it now, because I was just like, oh, that's why they say that shit.
Oh, my God.
But,
how stupid is that?
We laugh about that shit all the goddamn time at work now, because it was just like, when you listen to the tape, you're just going, she thinks she was by herself, or was she actually tweeting as she was? I mean,
no. People are, well, it's even become a part of the lexicon to be like, LOL. Instead of actually
hate people that say that kind
like
of shit.
Instead of laughing, like they just go LOL. And they're like, "Wow, you're devoid of any emotion." They succeeded. The global elite succeeded in zombifying this entire country with fucking television, tablets, and iPhones.
If somebody actually said LOL to me, I'd probably slap him and go, "We are right here."
You should, or YOLO, or BRB, any of that shit.
YOLO?
Yeah. That people say YOLO a lot.
YOLO?
Yeah. You only live once.
Oh my God, I would have never got that because that is so fucking stupid.
And people use it for the stupidest things like, should I have an extra chocolate cookie? YOLO! Nom, 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 nom.
This is, when you tell me that I'm a 70-year-old man, you're like, right there, I'd be like, you shut up. I don't want to know any more of this shit. Because whoever says something like that, I want to fucking punch them repeatedly in the face.
No.
You only live once. Heal. fucking douche. What the fuck? This is why I can't get into that whole media culture bullshit. It's just like, are you YOLO?
Yeah.
Good God. WWJD. Fucking douchebag. Yeah, look how far that went.
Dude,
it was cool for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden you got your ass kicked for wearing one because you were a dumb shit.
Just like the Armstrong, whatever, Livestrong bracelets.
Yeah. I like to call them the one ball.
The one ball yellow bands. The yellow one ball bands.
People can't burn those fast enough. I think it's because it's a flame retardant material. But
and you shouldn't. They're made of silicone. It's bad for the environment.
Melt them all together and make a titty.
That would be really bad for the environment.
Just the environment it's implanted in.
That is true.
Like they're any good for anybody. I'm just saying, man. I love tits just as much as the next guy, but probably shouldn't be fake. There's got to be something bad about them. I don't give a fuck.
Well, what about like the frat bag douchebag that would come and say, hey, if I can suck on them, they're real to me.
Well, I'm not saying that I wouldn't like a girl's tits if they were fake. I'm just saying it's probably got to be pretty bad for the girl eventually.
Yeah.
Like that shit what I was watching one of those shows with Leo where they were talking about different ways that people perceive themselves. It's a show that we were watching on Netflix. Can't remember what it was. It was one of the Discovery Channel shows, I think.
Okay.
But in one of them, they were talking about a chick who picks her hair out and then like eats the follicle.
Oh, that just made me queasy.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Is that like My Weird Addictions?
Yeah, that's the one. They had another one where some chick would eat laundry detergent, like the powder-based stuff.
Like, would she rub it on her gums like
No,
Ajax?
she would eat it. Swallow it.
Did she do the... like Cheech and Chong up and smoke it?
Once again, showing our age. God, I forgot where I was going with that.
I'm sorry. I know it was my joke, but it just cracked me up.
I couldn't. Yeah. The visual. I wish whoever, if anybody ever listens to this, you lost so much of that joke just by looking at the visual that he just gave me there.
I was channeling the chick from the movie. Just envision her.
Dave's not here, man. Oh, God, that was great. That was good enough to actually knock me off topic. All I can remember is we were talking about fatal attractions or fatal addictions or something like that.
Strange addictions.
There we go, that one.
But you're saying something about eating hair follicles and then laundry detergent. And...
Yeah, I know. I was going to get to the one that I was talking about before that.
That didn't lead you to it. And I fucked you all up.
Because the whatever the fuck noise you just did. Oh, that was great. Oh. If nobody else likes this show, I'm having a hell of a fucking time.
Me too. Good show. Good show. Cheers to that.
Good show.
Good cheers to that.
Maybe you had to be there.
Most likely. Maybe that's the key. We need to do this in front of people.
Yeah. At least I wouldn't have been the only person that ever got to see that.
Yeah. Let's book a night at the red carpet.
Yeah.
Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair live
at the red carpet.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the ring of that.
It might work. Except for it'll probably go way wrong.
Yep, with a bunch of drunk college kids.
Yep. It shows your tits.
Yeah, we'd have to do a coffee house full of fucking hipsters and stoners that are too scared to get rowdy.
Yeah, no doubt. So when I throw a chair at them, they leave.
I don't want no roided up fucking football player throwing a chair at us because we're interrupting him macking on his woman or whatever date rape victim he selected for this weekend. Sorry, that was brutal. I apologize to all meatheads out there. A little judgmental. You over there, you're all right.
Not you, Ben Roethlisberger.
It's because you're white, they didn't care.
Yep.
If you were black like Kobe, they'd have your ass splashed all over Time magazine.
Oh, yeah, well, it still cost Kobe $4 million and then half everything he got.
Hey, that's what happens when you're sought after.
I just think it's funny that, what was he?
Oh, nice out.
He was number 8 before the rape. And then post-rape, he turned to number 24. Like, no, guys. Raping Kobe was number 8. 24 is mature Kobe.
Yep, he is. Didn't he just get a huge payday yesterday?
Yeah, now he's just a prima donna anyway.
Yeah, fuck, why are we talking about basketball? Big news in wild hockey. Zach Parise out 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
That is bull. That's going to suck so bad. That's a tough loss. That's a huge loss. Our leading scorer. What did you think about last night's game?
Pominville was our leading scorer.
Oh.
Parise's our leading points guy.
Ah, that's what it is.
Because Pominville has more goals, but Parise combined with goals and assists has more points than anybody on the team. But
what did you think of last night's game against the Blues?
Oh my God, we got hosed on calls like crazy in that game.
Yeah, the one in the first 30 seconds where they waved off that Parise goal.
You can't call that a high sticking on him when he's getting stripped like that. The guy actually threw his stick up into the air,
and he threw it down and hit it.
Yeah.
He didn't hit it on the way up.
Exactly.
That was a legitimate goal.
Yeah, it was,
and they got it wrong. Well,
Yep.
They called it wrong on the ice, and since there wasn't conclusive evidence.
No.
Fuck off. Use some goddamn common sense.
Yep.
If the dude's this tall and you see him like this,
battling a guy that's 6 inches taller than him,
or just get it in your head where he stops with his stick and go ask him, hey, can you hold your stick right here at this height and go over there? I just want to make sure. How hard? I mean, it would look kind of stupid on the telly, but it would prove the point. You'd get to it definitively. You'd be like, okay.
He should have just done that. He just should have stood next to the goal with his stick.
And been like, fucking goal, son.
I'm just saying that I'm really disappointed with the NHL officials this year for the simple fact of saying a lot of talk in this offseason about how they want to start protecting the players more than they have been. And it seems like throughout the year, not just with the Wild either, though, but they are one of the teams that seems to getting picked on like crazy just because they don't have their enforcers out yet. Like, Rupp's been out the whole season. But he just came back, didn't he?
Yeah, last night was his first game. He didn't really do anything.
No, because he's still getting his fucking legs.
Yeah,
they just wanted to put him out there for some size because Knapfa. He wasn't out there last night.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
He caught a puck to the chin, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I kind of took the fighting spirit out of him.
Yeah.
Maybe. He's like, ooh, I already caught a really good shot.
Yeah, and the other day he already had his left eye opened up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he got elbowed a few days before that in the Montreal game. Not Montreal, but the Toronto game.
And that's what I'm saying, though. We just keep getting the shit knocked out of us, and it doesn't seem like the officials are actually doing anything about the chippiness of the game, and that's exactly what they were saying that they wanted to clean up.
And the thing is Mike Yeo is under the philosophy of don't be chippy, don't fight them, don't fall into that, just keep playing your game. Yeah, how is that working?
When you get your shit knocked out.
When you're getting Granlund injured. I mean, Parise's was just because he blocked a shot.
Yeah.
So that's whatever. But
that's
I mean,
being a good player.
A lot of them are you get people taking advantage and taking runs at you because there are no repercussions.
Look at Granlund.
And the thing is
after Backstrom was taken out that game.
What the flaw in Mike Yeo's philosophy is the refs by human nature are only going to call so much of it. So if you do it every time down the ice, every hit, take a liberty. They can't call it all.
Bullshit. They do in the NBA.
They won't now. Not in the NHL. They do not do that.
No. But they do in the NBA. Every goddamn time they're on the court, there's a foul.
And I think that's where his philosophy fails. Is if you don't stand up for yourself, they can do it every play, and the refs can't call it every play, or else then when people see the box score, they think they were partial to one team or the other. Because you got 10 power plays to 2. every game, then you start
Quit being a cheap team.
But see, that doesn't translate because people, just like in everything in this country, don't see everything in context. They see the box score and they go, "Oh, well, that's bullshit."
Nah.
And then refs, by human nature, do the same thing where they don't want to call everything because then they're perceived to be biased.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to stand up for yourself and your teammates and punch somebody in the goddamn teeth for taking liberties, the refs aren't going to do it for you.
Well, it still comes down to it that I just can't believe that they made such a big deal about it in the offseason, saying we're going to protect the players more.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that these stupid little chippy plays or the after the whistle plays or the big one was the couple of seconds right after getting rid of the puck.
Yeah.
And they still won't call anything on that either. I mean, you get rid of the puck, they got like 3 seconds before...
Well, they called it on Spurgeon last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was barely interference.
Exactly. But that's what I'm talking about. It just seems like the officials are doing a horseshit job this year.
Yeah.
When you got something like Backstrom where they didn't even call goalie interference, and then afterwards the guys fined $40,000.
Well, they called goalie interference.
Yes, but not I'm sorry.
Not a major.
A major is what he should have. He made a complete pushing motion on him.
That was intentional as hell.
He got fined $40,000 and suspended
for 3 games.
Yeah. But you gave him a minor penalty, so he had to come out and beat the shit out of Granlund and give him a high shot to the face before you allow him.
And then they don't think that's a suspendable offense because they say time served was his penalty, where he got the 5-minute major penalty.
Yep.
And then he got booted from the game.
Yep.
That's legitimate to say that. But when it's 2 players in one game, that's called a pattern.
Yeah.
And you need to make an example.
He got
games.
the first one free.
Yep.
So he figured that he'd do the second one and it would just cost him a slap on the wrist.
It should have been 3 for Backstrom and 2 for Granlund. That's a trend.
Huh?
You're headhunting.
Yeah,
and just because
exactly.
our team was too pussy and our coach is too short-sighted.
I don't give a shit about the 5 minutes for...
They didn't even score on it.
Yeah, but saying, well, you got 10 minutes for game misconduct. You don't serve those 10 minutes.
No, he got booted.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is when they're saying, well, it's just... your penalty was served. Really? Are you kidding me? When there's only 12 minutes left and you're trying to take out one of our big guns?
You miss a little over
one of the
half
guys
a
who's
period.
actually doing something in that game for us.
Yeah.
And you literally take a run at him at his face.
And who knows? And he's out now with an upper body injury.
Yep.
Was it related? Who knows? Maybe it took a week for concussion
Maybe
symptoms.
that was just the sore spot that he got another hit on.
Exactly.
Then it really aggravated it. It comes down to the whole fact of I just think that the league is doing a horseshit job of trying to back up what they talked. And as far as I'm considered, I hate the NHL as a whole. I love the teams that are in the NHL.
Yeah.
But the organization is probably one of the stupidest fucking collective of any professional sport. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. They talk so much goddamn shit, and then they literally... The only thing that they're good at is fucking scheduling games.
Yeah.
Other than that, actually backing up what they say that they're going to do. Horseshit. The calls that they actually make for, how they change different rules and everything. Horseshit. The one that they did was the hybrid icing. I like that. Because that's going to cost a lot of players a lot longer in their careers because they don't have to go into those end boards.
Yeah, exactly.
But the goalie's pads, fuck you.
You don't want them to be smaller?
No. First of
They
all,
may need to make the goals bigger.
First of all, you're going to have an asterisk next to any goalie who used to play. For the simple fact, why?
Not really.
Are you kidding me? Nobody's ever going to beat Waz stats.
But you can't put asterisks and make caveats in the record books for every evolution in the sport. Because then you could say, these players scored these many goals with wood stick.
When they start talking about how people are, starting to score more and more goals throughout the league because the goalies' pads are getting so much smaller.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when somebody actually starts coming up to Wayne Gretzky's? I mean, when he was 99 in that one year? He almost hit the century mark. If you're talking about 99 goals in one season,
But a beach ain't one.
I'm just saying, if you're going to be talking about that as being like the epitome of the best goal scorer that the game has ever seen, and then you're going to start making pads for the goalie smaller and smaller and smaller. It's already happened twice in the last decade.
Yeah.
So where's that going to stop? Then you're going to have people that are getting up to that point of Wayne Gretzky without actually earning what he did.
Or you're getting goalies injured because they have no padding.
Exactly.
And people are shooting at 120 miles an hour.
You know what? I think it's an unfair advantage that the goalie has a full helmet. So
Just the face masks again. We're going Jason style.
let's just give him a welder shield.
Yep.
You better not take it off the back of the helmet, bitch.
Well, good hockey talk.
That was.
Good hockey talk. Well, I think that should wrap it up for this week. I guess I'm Jake Jelinski.
Sam Reckner.
Come the revolution.
You gonna fuck with you, Chad?